What's going on, YouTube? Manimal Alert here. Hopefully this sounds okay. I typically do a lot of my recordings on my phone, because I play on my phone, and I just kind of do it all in one spot. But I decided to do this video on my PC, which I don't typically play rock on PC. I play other things on PC, but I thought I would give it a shot. And this video is gonna be something I don't think you see a lot of, and I don't think you see a lot of it just because the big YouTubers, which I'm not gonna name them, that play this game probably can't talk about it, is my guess, because they're sponsored, getting paid, whatever. But I'm not sponsored, so I can talk about it, and I don't, there's no repercussions if I talk about it. So what this video is going to be about is a lot of complaints that have been in this game, are still in this game, and probably won't be leaving this game. And I thought I would make a video on it. I will tag Lilith in the video, hoping that somebody sees it. Maybe it gets some hype, people start spamming the VIP service, start spamming the player support in game, post it on the Facebook pages, post it in Discord, whatever you guys want to do, but I'll do it for you. I'll be the platform to do it. So I came up with a list. There's way more, but a top 5 issue in this game that Lilith needs to fix, just because it ruins the game. I mean, that's just flat out what it does. So right now, you will see on your screen the top 5 issues in Rise of Kingdom. I'll put a screenshot up, and you should see it now. So you have, these aren't in any particular order, like 1 being the worst, 5 being whatever. I mean, I think they're all, equally terrible. But I do think matchmaking is the first one, though. I mean, in general, because matchmaking's been horrible since this game dropped. We're on, 6 years? No. 8 years. Whatever, 7 years, whatever it's been. And I see it everywhere. We just got out of a KVK, and that KVK, we got decimated in, because we are a pretty heavily free-to-play, pretty heavily free-to-play kingdom, and we got faced with whales. I mean, 15 to 20 billion kill points, 30 million deads. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I have 30 million deads on my main account. We're pretty close. We'll say 80 million deads. Stuff like that. So we never should have been in that matchmaking, but whatever reason, Lilith can never answer me correctly. I ask them what matchmaking's based on. I swear, every month I send them a text message in the VIP service, and I send the same thing in the player service group on the game, and I'll get different answers. I've gotten answers from Kingdom Power. I've gotten answers saying it goes by the language in your kingdom. I've got answers of what else was it? activity, based on like your kingdom chat. I asked them one time, was it based on the top 300, the top 350? They couldn't answer that for me, which, you know, most of us assume it's based on the top 3 or the top 350. I've gotten answers on, what else? I just leave it at that. I don't think I need to keep going into some detail on it. I mean, everybody knows the matchmaking sucks. Either you get lucky and you get, you're the power kingdom. Everybody else is horrible around you. Or it's the other way around. Everybody's really good and you're the horrible kingdom. I found out 2 KVKs ago that our matchmaking was based on all alliances in your kingdom. So if you have a dead alliance in your kingdom, so let's just use, so I'm using an alt, and the reason why is this is my stat alt, so I do stats for kingdoms on the side, and I just chose one random one I use stats on. So this alliance right here, it's 190 million power. Has 4 players in it. Boom, right there. They might be dead weights. They might not be. I don't know. Based on what I'm seeing, they're probably dead weights. They probably got kicked out of the main alliance, and they went into their own alliance, and that's where they sit. So I was told, even if these 4 players are not in matchmaking, their kingdom power, 190 million, does count towards it. So our past KVK, I basically got into a lot of our alliances, myself or other players, and booted, players out. And we went from around 18 billion power down to around 15. And it showed. It showed us at that much power. So, and a lot of those players were 200 to 1,000 days offline. It's not like they were online. So there is there's no answer. Lilith can't give you an answer on what it is. So how does it need fixed? The easiest way, which I wish the event just ended. So, the easiest way is you select. You get into a screen, you pick what you want. You want 100 players, do you want 200 players, 300 players, whatever. And then you select players. You do it like the Alliance Mobilization, or like ARC, or I think there's another one. Whatever the other one is. I'm drawing a blank on. But you do it like that. You select your players that you want in the matchmaking. I've talked to whale kingdoms that have the same issue. People stop playing competitively, whatever it is, and they sit there and they're in their top. And then, they bubble for 8 hours a day, and then as soon as it drops, they drop another one, whatever the case is. And you can't get rid of them. So that's going to lead into my second one, which is dead weights. We kind of just touched on it, this alliance right here. I'm just gonna assume they're dead weights. They very well may not be, but based on what I see, they probably are. Yeah, I would say so. It's a 95 million player, has low kill points. It was a 95 million player. I should rephrase that. Has 14 billion resources gathered. It's probably a farmer dead weight. You know, kingdoms all over now are struggling with dead weights. People don't want to leave. Lilith won't give us ways to make them leave. I asked Lilith, I gave him ideas to make them leave. You know, like the king selects the player they want to get rid of. That player basically gets like the banish thing, but they send them to another kingdom. But it's a kingdom that, you know, that player can go play in, whatever. And Lilith thinks that it's like an anti. I forget how they worded it. It was like I don't want to say like a hate, but it was like targeting players, and it's for all players, and this and that. But 9 out of 10, you know, kingdoms aren't kicking out good players. They're either kicking out rogue players or they're kicking out dead weights. Like, you're not going to kick out a leadership player that participates for no reason, unless the player is going rogue or doesn't help you. It just hurts you in matchmaking. I mean, I said to Lilith in the message I sent them, I'm like, you know, you make your most money from Imperium kingdoms, more than likely. You know, it's all whales, krakens, whatever you want to call it, big spenders. And a couple of weeks ago, there was a kingdom with no cap that opened, and that kingdom went to, I believe, the Imperium status. If it's not, it's very close. And I said, like, you're literally going to lose money because people are going to be sending their crap players to these kingdoms just because they want to get rid of it and, you know, have a chance of enjoying the game and not getting murdered by these kingdoms that you can't do anything against. So, and I got some generic answer back from them, you know, like I said, it was just like, oh, we can't do that. And I'm like, well, there has to be a way you can do it. You know, you select who you want or make them leave. I mean, like, give us the option that we can kick them. You know, kick them out of the matchmaking, whatever. So, dead weights is the second option, or the second issue in this game. We're going to go to the third one now, which is power creep. And what power creep is, I'll give you a rough definition of it. It's the easiest. So I'll give you an example first, and then I will go into a definition, and then I'll kind of talk about it. So the example of power creep is Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game. You know, you went from sacrificing one monster to summon a 2000 attack monster, whatever it was, and then something else happened. You know, they came out with like pendulum summoning and then whatever, but it keeps going up. So now, like, you have to sacrifice this, and this to summon this, and then you get a spell card that you can do this with, but you have to do that with it. Like, it's, you know, it gets more confusing. There's more stuff in it. So a definition of power creep would be like, you know, the game starts out, you get generic people, like, you know, this is very generic. You know, it deals 1400 attack, it'll do 600 additional, and that's it. Here, March speed. Okay, you get March speed, you get attack. Okay, it does more to barbarians. You know, it's very easy, very simple. And then you look at the new commanders, which the best one would be we'll use William Wallace. So now you get smite damage. Okay, that's different. That's different than like skill damage and just regular attack damage. And then it deals extra smite to 3 troops now. And then depending on troops, you get bonus. All right. This here's pretty generic. I'm not gonna say it's not. You know, you get health, you get attack, you get march. Okay. Well, then you get this one right here. So basically, it's saying like, okay, this commander's gonna do this, and that's gonna do that, and like maybe in certain scenarios, you know, it'll do this instead. I'm going off the cuff right now. I don't have like something in front of me saying, you know, use this commander or whatever. Like this. Look how much reading there is in this. Like, you don't need this. I mean, I know this commander is really good, but still, like, you know, if you want to look at it differently, like, Herman does 2,000 damage. And it does more, obviously, with all the stacks and everything. But you look at, go back to the beginning. You know the best one right here.
My name is
Ramses. He does 800 damage. Okay. And let's just, we'll just use Nevsky. Nevsky does 2,300. You know, there's a big power creep there. So there's gonna be a point that it's gonna get so broken. You know, they want you to invest in all their commanders, because like if you play all tier or all different types of troops, like you need Huo, you need CL, you might need Gorgo. William Wallace is really good. Like, you need him. I mean, that's, 600 plus heads times, 3, 4, 5. And it's not easy to get heads. So there's a power creep issue in the game. There was some leaks, of the new city skin coming out. Like, if that's going to be what it's going to look like, I don't know. I'll wait until the official word comes out, but it's like plus 12 or plus 15%. That's huge. We went from no gear to gear. Now we have gear, and then we have armaments. We have the museum relics. You can crit. I don't remember if critting gear was originally in it or not when it first came out. I don't remember. But like crit and gear makes your stuff better. Armaments, you get like your different, I don't have any on this account, but you get your different like talents on it, the skills or abilities. Like, so you're making stuff better and better, and it usually favors people that spend or have multiple accounts, whatever it is. So power creeping, I think, is another issue they need to watch on. Like, I don't understand why they just don't go back to commanders that people don't use. Fix Richard. Like, make a Richard usable. Fix El Cid. El Cid isn't used. I mean, he might be in KVK1, but fix that. Freddy ain't used. Julius Caesar ain't used. I mean, they might be, like I said, in KVK1. Like, the biggest one you can go to, Charlemagne. Charlemagne's never been used. They could fix this. They could make it usable. Years ago, I gave them an option. I sent them what they should do to this commander, using all what he has, all of his skills, to make it usable. And they said, no, like, he's good out as he is, or something along those lines. Well, that's definitely not the case. Nobody uses it. Like, he was an award given out for a KVK when I was playing when the the game first came out. Like, if you won KVK, I do believe you got him as a commander. Like, that's awful. That was before they gave out skins. So power creep, I think, is number 3 on my list. And I know this video is going to get kind of long, so I'm going to kind of try to go through it. I mean, I'm already at around 20 minutes. Number 4 is just free to play versus spenders. I don't think this really pertains to me, just because, you know, I've been playing this game a long time. I have what I need, but I've noticed with the past 2 or 3 new KVKs that are coming out, I do believe that healing with resources and with speed ups has increased. Like, if you go back to when Heroic Anthem came out as a KVK, I did not spend as much in healing and with resources. But with like these new maps that are coming out, we did like the Tides 2 KVKs ago, and I can tell you right now that is the most resource heavy KVK there is. Now, you get a lot of buffs for gathering, but you need to because you're spending so much. And then we just did, what the heck was it called? The other newer KVK. But that KVK, I believe, is very speed up heavy. Like, resources, I didn't go through many, which was weird, because usually they go hand in hand. But in speed ups, I thought was very heavy. So I think, like, they want you to buy resource bundles. They want you to buy speed up bundles. A lot of events lately, I think, are more geared, like, paying. Like, I know this is an older event, but this right here is a spender event. Now, the fireworks aren't, you know, because it's during their celebration right now. But this right here is not a spender. This is free to play, but you don't get anything for it. Like, I can tell you right now, on my main, I'm not doing 120 fireworks. There's just no point. You don't get it. I mean, yeah, you get 500 AP and a gold head. Okay. Epic Commander sculptures. They don't even release Epic Commanders anymore. Useless. The Epic Stars. They don't release them anymore. Useless. Gold keys. If you're like where I'm at, you know, been playing since almost day 1. Probably useless. I mean, yeah, there's 1 commander, I think. No, sorry, 3 commanders. There's 3 commanders in the tavern that I do not have maxed. That is Mulan, Pyrrhus, and that's the other one. Ragnar. Mulan's debatable, can be used. Other 2, awful. So, like, Ceroli. Ceroli's good, like, you know, for free to play. But the issue that I hear with you know, Ceroli and stuff, and from what free to play players want, is gear. They can't keep up. You know, they don't hand out gear. You have to do well, you can't even, I mean, there's not even any point doing that. The heck is that event they always drop? Maybe I don't have it built yet. But the Luzerne Scrolls, or whatever it's called. I mean, they're just handing out gathering gear right now. Like, they aren't giving you options. I mean, if you pay $20, you can get the option. Or, I mean, it's $10 for the cheap one, or $5. doesn't help them. So like, you know, free-to-play players get decimated on the field because they're still trying to get legendary gear from 4 years ago, whatever, 3 years ago, and we're already 4 stages ahead of that. Like the museum's a joke because they don't even give you like enough resources to get all that if you have all those commanders. It's hard to get it. Like I said, I don't have many issues with any of this, but it's just what I hear, from different people, different kingdoms. So free to play versus spending. I think they need to look into some of these events. Like I can tell you right now, like the fishing event that comes up like twice every year is awful. I don't know whose brilliant idea that was at Lilith, but they should probably be fired for it. It is awful. The rewards that you get for it, and just how horrible it is in general. Like I don't know. I know one YouTuber used to like break everything down and say, "Oh, is it worth doing? Is it not worth doing?" It doesn't matter because Lilith is sponsoring them, sending them thousands of gems, whatever. Like they can sit there and blow all that on it. Like the account I'm on right now, I have 1 gem in it. Like, I mean, even a 20 million player or a 50 million player, somebody that's rated T5, they're not going to spend their time on that. So, free to play versus spending, I think they probably need to look at it, figure something out. Whatever that is, I don't know. Because I'm not at their shoes, I'm not designing the game. I've given them plenty of options of things that they should do to help players out in the kingdom, and they want nothing to do with it. I can tell you one of them is having a market that you can sell stuff in, like useless items. If this was my maxed account, like I don't know, arrows of resistance, you don't need them. Like put them in a market, put 5 gold on it, whatever it is, sell them to players in your kingdom. Spend a couple of thousand gold a week. It goes to a public market. Players all over different kingdoms, maybe in your continent, whatever it is, can buy them. Something like that. A lot of games like Elder Scrolls Online, stuff like that, have them. Just something like that. Give them, sell your gold heads that you don't need anymore because your commander's maxed. I don't know. I mean, there's just things that you could do. The last thing is lack of king or leadership power. This kind of tied in with like matchmaking and some deadweight stuff. The big problem, which Lilith wants nothing to do with, I've asked them multiple times about it. An alliance like this. Okay, let's find a better one. Maybe this is a different alliance. It's the same alliance. I mean, we could probably use it for example if need be. Let's try this one. Maybe this one's a better example. I think this one I used earlier. We'll just use this one again. So you have deadweight players in an alliance. I found one earlier in this kingdom too. It was like a governor running the alliance, and there was like a ton of people in it. Before I start making this video, but you know what we'll do? Let's just say
alliance members enjoy increased march.
Let's just say this is a dead alliance. This is a farm alliance. I'm fairly nicer. But let's just say this is dead. All these players have been offline for 200 days. You know, I told Lilith we need an option that the king can go into these alliances, kick people out, or take it over like it's the king. The king should be able to do whatever the king wants, kinda. And because if you get one of those alliances where there's a governor sitting in it and they've all been offline, you have flags on the map. Actually, what's this one? Yeah, this one. This is the alliance I was talking about. I guarantee you all these players have been offline for, I don't know, 200, 400, 500, 600 days, maybe more. Some of these I bet won't surprise me through over 1,000. But you can't do anything with them. You can't get into them. There's no way to get in because, you know, nobody can accept you, whatever. So you have, this actually isn't too bad, but you have 64 players in here, all offline. You're 14 million power, which, like I said, isn't bad. But if you get one that has 50, 60, 70 million players in it, and they're offline, that's going towards your matchmaking. Like, even though Lilith says it doesn't, but it does. I know it firsthand. So, like, I told Lilith, I think it was last week, they need to make something in the game that, you know, after 30 days, players disappear on the map. Well, I think after, like, 60 days to 100 days, any player in an alliance that's been offline for that long is automatically kicked from the alliance and disappears. But they said that that's not feasible, which I don't understand because the player's not playing anyways. So, I mean, it just goes to show you they want you to spend more money because your matchmaking is going to be a lot worse. But, you know, so like the king, you know, the king needs to have more power, whether it's possibly, you know, deleting flags like flags that are offline. In your home kingdom. You know, certain stuff like that, or, you know, getting into those alliances that you can't get in because they're all offline. What else was it? Well, I mean, there was a big thing, you know, with flags. You had stuff with that. I think there should be an option that the king should be able to pull marches from other flags if need be, and put them in another flag. Like, let's say one flag's not being attacked right now, they can pull those marches to another flag. There could be issues with that, but I think it would make things more interesting. I don't know. I mean, there's other things too. Like, you know, the king can select who's going into matchmakings, like they do for Ark, or like for that mobilization game event. Just stuff like that. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of little stuff that Lilith needs to fix, and there's some big things that Lilith needs to fix. If Lilith can figure out like two simple updates is all they need. Super small. I mean, like one of them, matchmaking for KVKs. All you have to do is just let the king pick who they want in the KVK, who they want in the matchmaking. That right there solves a lot of issues. Make it a minimum. You know, you have to have a minimum of 100 players or a minimum of 150, whatever it is. Like, you select a drop down, boom, whatever, you know, a button, and you're in with that. I mean, we already have events that have this in it, so I don't understand why it's such a big issue. You know, they say they want to make it fair for all these players. you can see who does what. It's not that hard. You know, like I said earlier in this video, make it that kings can kick players out of the kingdom. They go to this new kingdom. It's like what I was calling it, the misfit toys, like island. You know, they go to this kingdom, and you know, they're with other players like that. You know, they can go farm. They can go do whatever they want, you know, and then from there, that's on them. You know, if they get zeroed in that kingdom, well, I mean, that's on you. Like, all these kingdoms are zeroing dead weights all the time anyways. It's not like, they're not getting attacked. I mean, I can tell you right now, in my home kingdom, we're attacking players almost daily, just trying to get them to migrate out. Like, or leave. Delete the game, whichever it is. Like, it kills you. It kills the game, and you know, it makes things harder. But I'm gonna wrap it up because I think we're way over. We're 30 minutes right now. I don't expect anybody to listen to this for 30 minutes. But the top 5 issues that I just went over, I think, is just a backbone of some of the stuff that's wrong in this game. But I think Lilith needs to sit down, look at it, figure it out, and I think they can change it. Well, I think if they do change it, I think the game will last longer. You know, Rise of Kingdoms is getting to that age, it's getting up there, and can start dying, which I think it has a little. But you know, you look at games like Clash of Clans. You know, that still kind of kicks a little. It doesn't. There's some content on it. You know, I see content creators doing stuff on it yet, but it's not as big anymore. It's an older game, but you know, I think they need to look into the matchmaking, the dead weights, the power creep. You know, spending versus not spending for event. Primarily, I'd say just say events right now, and just the lack of power that leadership has, because they can't really do that much. I mean, yeah, they can do more than an R3, but it's still not that much. So with that being said, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want me to go into any other topics about this game, issues or concerns that you have about it, drop it in the comments. You can send me a DM in game, or find me on whatever other social. I mean, I'm on Twitch, I'm on YouTube, I am on X. I don't use it very often, but it's Manimal Alert on all of it. So I mean, reach out, jump in a video, jump in a live stream. I live stream almost every Thursday. If you're looking for, you know, stats to be done for your kingdom, we do have a website that we run, and you know, we'll run as many scans as you want for your kingdom. They'll be out in KBK. We're a lot cheaper than people that are sponsored that do it. So you know, if you need something cheaper and done much faster, you know, I'll do it for you. I'll drop that link in the description, and then I will drop all of my different social media stuff in there as well. You know, if you don't want to reach out in the comments, you want to reach out elsewhere, you know, you'll have all that capability as well. So with that said, I'm gonna get out of here, and I'll catch you in the next one.